Hi, I'm Tiff and I got a problem with autofocusing. Video autofocusing to be specific. Now I used to be good at manual focusing, but video autofocus became so good that I ended up using it and became too reliant on it that I pretty much lost my muscle memory for manual focusing. Now if you use autofocus on the daily and it works for you, then that's great. But for me, I want to get back to having full control of my camera, especially when I'm on paid gigs. So from now on, I'm only going to be using autofocus when I'm filming myself or using a gimbal. Oh yeah, there's another reason. What's that word they throw around all the time? Oh yeah.
Cinematic.
Yeah, to me, using manual focus over autofocus makes a video look more cinematic. Now, how do I get back my muscle memory for manual focus? Here's what I'm going to do. Get to know my lens. Hello. Figure out which direction the focus pulls depending on which direction you turn the focus ring and burn that into my brain. Practice with moving objects. I'm using my boxing bag. You can tie something on a rope like a tire so that it's moving back and forward at a good pace. Track still objects forward and back. Now this is like doing the opposite as focusing on a moving object because you're moving the focus ring in the opposite direction, so good to practice. What I found in doing this was the importance of not just keeping a steady focus pull from start to finish, but being able to adjust when you're pulling too fast or pulling too slow to get back into focus. Practice filming friends and family. Get a friend or family member to walk around while you film them. Practice makes perfect, and it's always good to practice in similar circumstances to when you're filming something professionally. And here's some settings and gear that will help. Focus peaking. Most cameras these days that prioritize video have focus peaking. I like always leaving this on. I use red as the color and turn my sensitivity setting to low because I don't like when the peaking ends up everywhere. I'm like, what's actually in focus? Tell me. So yeah, when it's low, I have a better understanding of what's actually in focus. Follow focus. A follow focus is going to get you those smooth focus pulls, and you can be more precise by making markings of your different focus points. There's good affordable ones too. This one's a good deal. It has this rubber thing that lets you use photo lenses without having to use these rings. Monitor. A monitor is just going to make everything easier from framing, getting exposure, to being able to see the screen outdoors. But as Luke Forsyth has said, not all monitors have the most accurate focus peaking, so best to do some research beforehand to get the best one for your needs, but that's also accurate. Cinema lenses. Now there are several reasons why I got these cinema lenses, but one of the reasons was to get better at manual focusing. Now what also really helps me is that my video camera, the Panasonic GH6, doesn't have the greatest autofocus. It has usable autofocus for my personal needs, but I would never use an autofocus on a paid gig or even if I was making a short film for fun. So with this limitation, I have to use manual focus because there's no other choice. I do have the Sony a7 III, which is my stills and BTS camera, but it doesn't have the best video codec features the GH6 has, so I'm always going to use the GH6 for video. My all-around zoom lens I use is the Leica 12-60mm. Now this lens is small, and I prefer beefier lens to pull focus. Canon EF lenses were my favourite, but at this point in my career I like using smaller gear. This lens used to be trash for focus pulling because it was stuck on focus by wire, but with the GH6 firmware update you can change the lens to be linear and also change the focus throw, which has made my life easier. So hopefully with those tools and methods I can get back to being good at manual focusing. That's it for this video. Peace.